Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Sam Shocker. We begin with updates on two of several wildfires actively burning in Colorado. Crews continue to make progress on the Snyder Fire burning in Mesa County along the Colorado-Utah border. That's the fire that killed 3 firefighters last weekend. In an update this morning, officials say the fire is now 49% contained. It has burned more than 30,000 acres. That's more than 47 square miles. Meanwhile, developing news out of Pueblo and Custer counties, where officials say they're investigating the Aspen Acres Fire as being human-caused. It's burned nearly 50,000 acres and destroyed more than 155 structures, including at least 55 homes. This is all with zero containment. Now we're hearing from one homeowner who lost everything and doesn't know how they're going to rebuild. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon has that story.
This fire has destroyed homes, and now to add more salt to the wound, some families are unsure of whether they'll be able to afford to rebuild. So we've been dealing with a lot of smoke and air pollution here in the Denver metro. You can see behind me here, it's really hard to even make out the mountains today. So let's take a look at what is causing all of this. So this video is pretty devastating to look at. On Monday, mandatory evacuations forced Tara Stosek and her husband to pack up and go as the fire got closer to their Beulah home. Despite years of wildfire mitigation, their home was one of more than 125 buildings lost in Pueblo County. Because of wildfire risk in that area, insurance is either unavailable or unaffordable for many homeowners. Now Tara is staying in Pueblo, trying to figure out whether they can afford to rebuild, sell at a loss, or leave the community where they've lived for the last 25 years. She was looking forward to retirement before this fire. Her home was paid off a couple of years ago. Around the same time, their insurance company chose not to renew them.
Am I going to be able to retire now in 3 years? Am I going to work until I'm 75 years old? Because we have to, fund a whole new lifestyle that we didn't ever count on.
Residents are not allowed in the evacuation areas right now, which means that many families don't know what the state of their property looks like right now or what their homes look like as this fire continues to burn. So fire officials held a press conference yesterday, and they said that dry fuels, low humidity, and strong winds are making it difficult for them to slow down this fire. So they said it's likely to become worse before crews can get control of the perimeter. Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you. Taking a live look outside now over downtown Denver. Skies are blue, but a bit hazy at this hour. No surprise with all those fires blazing in our state. Joining me now, Corey Reppenhagen with our 9 News Weather Impact team. And Corey, of course, all eyes are on the weather as those brave firefighters are battling the fires.
Yep, and they're not getting any help again from Mother Nature today as the weather is more fire weather, so hot, dry, breezy. We could see some extreme fire behavior again from those fires today. We're seeing the haze here across the Denver metro area as we have for several days now when this all got started on Saturday. Temperatures kind of going slowly upwards, but it looks like we're still going to be able to make it to 90 degrees or above today. 76 at the 9 News studios right now, 72 out at Denver. Here's the temperatures that we're headed to. Low 90s across the Front Range, Northeast Plains, some 70s and some 80s up in the high country for today. And we have the Rockies playing at home today. Hot and breezy out there for the game against the Marlins. We have first pitch at 86. It might make it there, but at some point during the game, it's going to hit 90, and we're going to see quite a bit of sunshine with that haze. All the fans and the players will be breathing in wildfire smoke. Red flag fire weather warnings are in place, and that does include some parts of the local mountains and areas just to our south here for today. 7-day forecast in Denver stays hot, stays mainly dry for a couple of more days. We'll start to introduce some isolated showers and thunderstorms into the forecast by Saturday afternoon, and that could last through the week. I'll have more on those coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Corey, thank you. 2 days removed from primary election night, we're still waiting to find out who will be the Republican nominee for governor of Colorado. These are the most recent numbers. Ministry leader Victor Marks has overtaken State Senator Barb Kirkmeyer, leading by a little over 2,000 votes. State Rep Scott Bottoms is in a distant third, almost 100,000 votes behind. An automatic recount would be triggered if the margin of victory is half a percentage point or less. That is currently exactly the lead for Marks. Governor Jared Polis has fired the Clemency board members who urged him not to free Tina Peters. Polis says it's because the board breached confidentiality by sharing their votes in a newspaper op-ed. In that piece for the Denver Post, 2 board members wrote that the board unanimously denied Peters' request for clemency. They also said Polis stepped in front of other applicants who, in their view, deserved clemency and had exhausted their appellate rights. 2 of the fired board members who spoke to 9 News say they felt the firings were political. The mother of former Denver South High School football player and NFL star Calais Campbell has died, and his brother is accused of killing her. According to a 911 call from a family member, Sierra Campbell was diagnosed with schizophrenia and lived in a townhome in Atlanta with his mother, 71-year-old Natil. During that 911 call, one of Natil's other sons asked for a wellness check because he couldn't get inside the home on Tuesday.
He drove in a car, which is very unusual. He doesn't drive at all. But the neighbor caught her on camera. They drove off in her car, and we can't get in her house. I just tried to jump the window, and he's in there, and he said she left. But the camera footage that my neighbor has shows she never left.
A warrant says Campbell stabbed his mother in the neck. He faces several charges, including murder and aggravated assault. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office is asking for help as they look for a man who they say assaulted a 73-year-old hiker. It happened on the Boulder Creek Trail on Monday. Investigators say that hiker was attacked over marijuana. The Sheriff's Office says the victim asked a woman to share her joint. She said okay, and the victim did give the joint back, but deputies say the woman's boyfriend repeatedly confronted the victim, then attacked him from behind, and he lost consciousness. He was taken to the hospital. Deputies say his wallet was also stolen. Investigators say the attacker is a man in his 20s with brown hair. He's around 5'6" and 130 pounds. If you know anything about this, please give the Sheriff's Office a call. Electric scooters and bikes seem to be everywhere in Denver, including on sidewalks, but that's set to change soon. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch has more on the safety changes riders and pedestrians can expect.
Since VIO came to Denver, it's been a fairly smooth transition, but we've heard from people saying that they're frustrated with bikes and scooters still on sidewalks. A city council ordinance that went into effect this week should change that. City leaders brought in VIO hoping sidewalk riders would face potential penalties. That could include increased trip billing or gradually decreased speeds on sidewalks. Since launch, VIO has established sidewalk riding geofences. The company says these are located in high pedestrian areas downtown. VIO says it's using laser detection to confirm a rider isn't where they should be. Before VIO took over, Mayor Mike Johnston said this technology was part of the reason City Council chose the company.
We have technology on these that will now make it possible for you to be notified and stopped if ever you're on a sidewalk so they know you cannot ride in that location.
VIO has implemented nearly 300 parking corrals across Denver, and within the next year, they're set to bring 150 more. They say these spaces are designed to make parking orderly, as well as keep sidewalks open. In Denver, Janelle Finch, 9 News.